In this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of Shell Beach, California. Well, hello there and welcome back to the channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Verenice White with Goodell and White Real Estate Group at eXp Realty. In this channel, we talk about everything that there is to know to live, work, eat, sleep, and play on the Central Coast in San Luis Obispo County and its surrounding areas. So friends, right now we're getting calls from people all over wanting to relocate here, move within the county, or actually leave the county, and we absolutely love it. So if this is something that you're looking for, then you're in the right place, and be sure to send us an email, text, however you need to get a hold of us, please do so, because we have your back when you're moving to the Central Coast, California. Okay, so here we are talking about Shell Beach, California, and what I'm going to talk about are the pros and cons today. So the first thing of living in beautiful Shell Beach, as you can see, it's sandwiched between the freeway here, the 101, and the Pacific Ocean, which is west of us down the way. But the number one thing that is best highlight of living in beautiful Shell Beach, California is that you can walk pretty much everywhere. It's a walkable area. Everything that you would like to go to is going to be walking distance from wherever you're at, most likely. So it's a good thing that it's a walkable area, because one of the things that you're going to encounter living here is the traffic. So Shell Beach has Shell Beach Road, and there's one way each direction. And what happens here is when it's busy and there's an event going on in town, well, there's 5 stops alongside Shell Beach Road, and you're going to most likely slow down a bit when there's a lot of traffic here. So that is one of the cons that you have here, is that you can experience some traffic when you're trying to get to your property or location here on Shell Beach Road. And that's just the way it is here in Shell Beach. All right, so here is our next pro of living here in Shell Beach. And that is, as you can see today, we have some fog. And if you're trying to cool off, you live in Central Valley, anywhere else in California, this is where you're going to come and get some fog and cool off. So that's something that Shell Beach can offer, because the Pacific Ocean is right there, and you're going to experience the coastal influence. It is going to burn off at some point during the day, but you're still going to enjoy the moderate, comfortable weather, whether it's fog or a little bit of sun or just a beautiful California day here in Shell Beach. Okay, on the flip side of being able to cool off here with the fog is, well, the fog can be a con to some people, meaning that, you know, if you're sensitive to fog and the grayness, well, it's going to kind of make you a little depressed.
And then depression set in.
So the fog can make you a little depressed and also mess a little bit with your psyche. You know, it just does that. That's just something that's well known. So if that's something that affects you, then you need to maybe think about that as you're exploring Shell Beach. Just know that that fog's going to be around, but it can clear up. A huge pro that has happened here in Shell Beach, as you can see behind me, is the Shell Beach has gone through a huge overhaul of improvements. So this was taking place when my kids were going to Shell Beach Elementary, which my oldest son is 24, and he went to Shell Beach when he was in 2nd grade. So this was in the works at that time, over 20 years ago, and it's finally coming to fruition. So here you can see down this road there's a huge, nice, long, even walkway, and you can jog, you can ride your bike, walk with the kids, plenty of room for strollers, your pets. So this is huge. And also, just so that you can take note, they put all the lights in that you'll see down the road. Another thing of the improvements is, like you can see on the stop sign, they've done this really colorful artwork, trying to spruce everything up and down Shell Beach. It just makes it for a much more beachy feel, colorful, so good for everybody to take advantage of and just lift your spirits here in Shell Beach. So this is part of the improvement that was done up and down. As you can see, they've painted all the electrical boxes. So of course, all these improvements help the value of the properties here and the enjoyment as you're experiencing Shell Beach, California. All right, friends, so I'm hoping that you're finding this information of value as you're exploring Shell Beach, California. So if so, please be sure and give the video a like. That helps other people find the video. And hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future content. And hit that bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. All right, so we just talked about the pro, the improvements of what Shell Beach has done. Well, one of the cons is the parking. So no matter what they've done, there's only so much limited space available here. But what they've done is, as you can see behind me here, is that they've made some improvements on the road where there is more parking. However, it's still a tight parking area. So even though they've done this, it's still one of the challenges that Shell Beach has. Even when you're looking at property or trying to go to a restaurant, there's always that parking situation that you need to evaluate as you're visiting Shell Beach. All right, so one of the pros here in Shell Beach is that you're gonna have a variety and assortment of different properties that you can choose from as you're trying to pick the perfect home for yourself. So for example, right here, we kind of have a little bit of a beach bungalow, right? You can get a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 900 square feet. For about somewhere under $1 million. Then you can have something like this property right here, or over here you've got balconies, you've got stucco, and as you can see down the street, you've got a plethora of homes down the way, and they're eclectic, they're mixed from something that's been remodeled to something that's super original, that's going to need some work. So these are the things that you can take advantage of here in Shell Beach, whether you want a fixer-upper or something that's completely dialed in, from a little beach bungalow to a ginormous mansion with ocean views and a ton of square footage. So that is something that you can choose here in Shell Beach. All right, so we just talked about the pros of being able to have a variety of selection for a home for yourself. But here's the deal. Over here, you're going to see what you're going to be facing on a lot of these homes is that really condensed, tight property line that is going to be taking place in most of these homes. Unless you move to some of the neighborhoods that we talk in other videos where you're going to have a little bit of more elbow room, you're going to pretty much be real close to your neighbor. You know, you're going to sneeze. Bless you. They're going to hear you. You've got the loud music, they're going to hear you. So just take note that some of these are going to have some really tight property lines. So as you're exploring the area, that might not be something that suits you. So you need to explore the different neighborhoods and decide which one's going to work for you. Okay, so one of the pros that we do have here is that Shell Beach will offer some wider streets. This is Vista Del Mar, and there are a few streets within Shell Beach and a few neighborhoods that you should explore that will offer you the wider streets, because some of these are really tight. If there's cars parked alongside the road, you're literally dodging each other as you're making your way through the streets. So just note that the streets some are going to be wider and some are going to be tighter. So that's just something that you need to be aware of while you're exploring Shell Beach, California. All right, so one of the biggest pros that I would say as a longtime resident here in the Central Coast, California, is the lifestyle. The lifestyle here is pretty chill, relaxed in Shell Beach. You're going to be able to walk to everything, restaurants, and over here, you want to bring a kayak and explore that and have that in your daily living, here you go. You want to be outdoors, you can do it here. You can walk to the dinosaur park, you can walk to, like we said, any kind of restaurant. Pretty much, it is just one of the best lifestyles that you can ask for. So if you don't want to give your dog the best life ever, then this place isn't for you. If you don't want to have people smiling at you all the time, then this isn't the place for you.
So happy.
If you want the high-paced LA, city life, this just isn't going to be the place for you. But if you want to have one of the most affordable California lifestyles in California on the Central Coast, then highly consider Shell Beach, California. All right, friends, the only way that we can help you find that sweet spot here in San Luis Obispo and its surrounding area is you got to reach out. You got to give us a call, shoot us a text, email, day, evening, weekends. It does not matter, because we have your back while you're moving to the Central Coast, California. And until the next video, we'll catch you later.